Hi everyone, and good Thursday evening to you. It is 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm, and this video, of course, is weather for Weather Geeks, and we're getting set for a pretty nice stretch of weather as we head into the second half of the weekend and the first half of next week. But today was not a very nice day, as expected. You know, we reached the 60s both Tuesday and Wednesday. We were mostly in the 20s today. We had snowflakes around, especially morning and midday. In fact, right around mid to late morning, we had enough snow to cover the ground briefly here in Boardman on this time lapse, and other parts of the area had a quick coating of snow earlier on this afternoon, but of course it did not last very long despite it being below the freezing mark. We're into March now, and when it snows during the day, it just has a real hard time sticking around for very long. The sun angle right now is about equivalent to about the 8th day of October, so it's getting higher and stronger in the sky despite the clouds today. Of course, that solar radiation still mostly makes it through that cloud deck and still impacts the temperature of things on the ground. Officially at the airport today, 0.4 inches worth of snow, bringing our monthly total, only 6 days into the month, up to 1.1, and that's about 1 3/4 inches below the average. And well, speaking of below average, you know, it was a cold winter, of course, but we're almost certainly at this point going to finish a fair amount below the average in terms of seasonal snowfall at the airport. We're sitting at 42.7 counting today's numbers. That's 14.8 inches behind the average. And while we might see up to 1 inch maybe Friday evening, I don't see any sort of substantial snow events coming our way anytime real soon. You know, we're going to start running out of time here to pick up much more in the way of snow as we go deeper into March and into April. We can see late season snow around here, of course, but it becomes much more unlikely as we head deeper into the spring season. So it seems pretty likely that it'll be yet again another season of way below average snowfall. We've had several in a row now of way below average, not just a little below average, but a fair amount below the average. Now, of course, we had clouds all day today, but from west to east, these clouds are clearing out of Ohio, and this process will continue over the next several hours. Now, looking out to the west, already seeing some clouds encroaching, and I think these will start to push in as we head towards daybreak on our Friday. Any filtered sun Friday morning is going to be pretty fleeting, as clouds should win the battle as we go into the afternoon. And, you know, our thoughts on the Friday evening snow have not really changed much since yesterday. Here's the current computer model spread for expected accumulations. I expect the snow to be pushing in maybe right around sunset, give or take an hour on either side. And, you know, at that point, temperatures are still going to be above the freezing mark. And it's March, even though we'll be past dark. It's been pretty warm of late, today being, of course, an exception. So this snow is going to have a hard time sticking to anything paved for a while Friday evening. Some of this will be wasted, quote unquote, due to the melting on contact initially. So if this were the middle of winter, I could see where we could get even a couple or a few inches worth of snow in a lot of places out of this system. But given the circumstances this time around, I think a slushy inch or so will be kind of the top end of the range of possibilities here. I think some parts of the area might not even get more than a half an inch worth of snow out of this. It just depends on where the best banding decides to set up. So as an area-wide average, we're going for the most likely outcome here being about 1 inch, but you know, I do think there will be places that won't see much more than a candy coating out of this Friday evening. So here's the latest model run of just one computer model, but it's the model we show you on our graphics system most often. Now, some light snow maybe already trying to push in as early as 4 or 5 o'clock. I think it's most likely closer to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And, you know, it's going to snow for a handful of hours. I think it'll quickly taper off and end as we head towards midnight and past midnight, especially as drier air accompanies this cold front approaching or passing through the area from the north. So this will be a 6-hour event, and then the snow is long gone for the weekend, and our weekend forecast features some sun both Saturday and Sunday, and in the wake of this warm front on Sunday, we'll get up into the 40s, and then eventually some 50s, and eventually some 60s as we head into next week. So the weekend forecast, a chilly start to the weekend. Pardon me, chilly start to the weekend. 35 on Saturday. We'll do 10 degrees better on Sunday, even though we'll start below freezing. I think we'll make our way into the mid-40s Sunday afternoon with a gusty breeze, and then we've got some 60s on our way for next week. I think we'll get into the 50s Monday, 60s by midweek, and we will share in this warmth. This is with the exception of areas along the West Coast, this is a pretty warm pattern as we get into next week, basically from the Rockies on east. And I do think that the warmth will be accompanied by a fair amount of sunshine Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday as well, with maybe some rain chances as we head towards the tail end of next week and for St. Patrick's Day weekend. But Monday through Wednesday, looking really, really nice. I'm going to take care of my tickle in my throat and my voice this evening. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Thursday. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you back here on Friday.